This is Beatenberg on Lake Thun. There's not a great deal here, except for a bus stop, a boat stop, a restaurant, what appears to be a hotel, or maybe it's a guest house, or maybe just a private house. And this, Lake Thun. Nissan Mountain, and the other mountains of the Bernese Oberland. Looking there towards Thun in that direction. You can get the bus here from Interlaken. You're staying at a campsite. You get this card, and it brings you here. So you don't have to even pay for the bus. Or if you're staying on the other side, you get this Lake Thun card, and that also brings you here. So it's quite outstanding. If you're here when the boats are running, so I'm presuming they're not running at the moment. Today's 11th of February 2017, so I presume there's no boats on the go. But you could come here by boat and look at this outstanding view. I think it's quite magnificent. So what I'm going to do now is, I came this far. Today's a Saturday. Now in Thun there's a market of local produce, and I was in two minds. Shall I go into the market, or shall I come down here and film? Alternatively, of course, I could have gone to Thun, and I was there yesterday and I filmed it, but it was all overcast. You couldn't appreciate it. Couldn't see the mountains. You can see that in another film. And I thought maybe I should go back and do it again, but you know, time's limited, so you can't keep going back hoping for good weather. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk along the shore of the lake. I'm going back, so I've got the sun in my eyes, and maybe it would have been better to have left and the sun behind me. But anyway, that's the way it sort of worked out. And so what I'm going to do now, walk back a bit and see what's to be seen. Yeah, you've got the bus times there. Thun Bahnhof 12:08, Interlaken North 12:32, and there's another one for Thun at 12:38. Now I thought there was only one an hour, but maybe from here there's now two an hour. So there we can see what we've got. Parking is 2 minutes from here, but the Beatus Caves are 1 hour and 20 minutes, and it took about 5 minutes on the bus, if that, and on Interlaken 3 hours and 20 minutes. That took about 15 minutes on the bus, maybe slightly more. From Amsterdam to Interlaken, it took a little bit more time. So if you're feeling fit, you can go up there. The Fischbaumen bunker is up there. Might do that another day, although I'm keen on getting out and seeing a bit of the countryside. Now this is one of the problems when you come by yourself, and originally I discussed coming here with somebody, and if she's been here now, then we've done that, and that would be nice. As you can see, the road comes up and it keeps going up, and we're now, I would say, to my eye, about 200 meters above the level of the lake, something like that. But you can see here that there's not much snow, and last week I was at a place called Krettingen, which is roughly at the other side of the lake to where we are now, and there, because that's on the southern side but northern slope, so the sun wasn't getting in. Now the roads of course were clean because they cleared the roads up, but the snow all over the place. I wouldn't have been able to walk on the grass, for example. Now yesterday as I was walking through Thun, see the snow like this, and in places it looks as though they're stones, white stones which show the way, and the way they sort of collect. Now I've never noticed that before. Here it just looks like snow. cyclists have to get off the path and get on the road here. So out here, in the middle of nowhere, there's a bus stop. Now there seems to be somebody who lives on the right here, because they've got barbed wire to protect their property, with signs outside saying verboten, forbidden, you can't park here, and don't come in. Well, I suppose though, if you want to live in a place like this, you want a spot of privacy. In season, you can rent an electric bike to do this, and I was thinking, maybe I'll do this on my own bike. Unfortunately, the tyres are a bit soft. In fact, they were a bit soft when we went out with it, well, nearly 2 months ago, so they'll be very soft by now. So I need to get to a petrol station to blow the tyres up. But all the same, it would have been a nice ride, despite the cold. But walking's just as good, particularly at this time of year. There's an eagle down there, though of course it wouldn't have come out in the film. It's gone now anyway. As I was on the bus here yesterday, the driver had some problems getting around here. I think that's due to vehicles, the way that they came from the other side. Anyway, as I was trying to, or she was trying to manipulate the bus out, asking a passenger for assistance, some idiot then decided to overtake, forcing her to do an emergency stop. Of course, the bus wasn't moving very fast. It shows how daft some drivers can be, though. Imagine the amount of work to keep these roads open when there's snow, and to keep those screens in good condition to stop stones and scree falling onto the road. And again, a bus stop in what appears to be the middle of nowhere. And this one's got a seat. And I think this bus stop caters for people in both directions. Because obviously on the other side of the road, there's nowhere to stop. So as you can see on the left, there's the entrance to the St. Beatrice Caves. And if you're interested to know more about that, there'll be a link you can click on to find out some more. They're closed at the moment. Obviously, if you come here in February, you can't expect things to be open, but let's see how far we can get. There's a bed and breakfast behind me, as you may have noticed. What a fantastic place with these views over the lake. And the waterfall, although the noise of the waterfall you might find a bit annoying at night. I found that when I was in a hotel next to the sea, and I thought, oh, the noise of the sea, that'd be really nice at night, but it sounds a bit like a radio, or it's like a television. It used to be like you go to sleep in front of the television and television would make this weird noise, and that's what it sounds like. This is as far as you can get when everything's closed, but look at the view. Perhaps the wrong time of day to be here. Perhaps early morning would have been better to see the view on the lake without the sun so strong. So if you come here, come in summer, early summer, late spring, get up here just before dawn and get the first light of the morning from up here. I don't know where this is going to go, but I might just follow the path which goes down here, and it says the Pilgrim's Way, Pilgerweg, and it says the ship is down here, the boat, so maybe it will get me back down to the road.
My time in Switzerland is shortly to come to an end, but I've got to say that the time I've been here has been really nice. Now, the first week I spent at Kratingen. Unfortunately, it snowed. In fact, I wasn't able to get out for 4 days, but I still had 3 nice days out. And not only that, it didn't really bother me too much, the fact that it was snow, because I just sat in the van and I did my normal work. Everybody has to do the work from somewhere, and I did it from the van. So I didn't have a problem with that. And there's been a couple of misty days here since coming down from the mountain, but all the same, it's, I mean, with views like this, it's outstanding. It's absolutely brilliant. There's a bench overlooking the Tyne at North Shields, and I sit on there for hours on end looking at the traffic on the river. And I noticed last week in Spiez there was a bench there, and I thought, if I lived here, I'd probably spend all my time on this bench looking at the view. Now, this bench here is a little bit difficult to get to, but what a view. So here there's a choice. We can either follow the hilly route, the pedestrians, or we can go alongside the road again. So I think I'll walk alongside the road now. But I'm very glad I walked up into the where the entrance to the caves is, because of the fantastic views that are there. So you go down there for the boat. Oh, here you've got the bus. Assuming this is the bus stop for the boat stop, because there doesn't seem to be many people living around here. I love the sounds and sights of spring and the smells of spring. Not quite spring yet. I think we're going to have to give it another month. But you can tell it's heading that way. So the canton of Bern is building at the cost of 2.5 million francs over 2 years. A bridge here and embankment, and today it caused a little bit of trouble for the driver on the bus. Maybe there was something in the way, because up until now they've managed to get through quite easily, but there is traffic lights there to ensure that there's flow only in one direction. Now look at this place to live down there. Fantastic views. There's the route down that we saw the route up earlier. Another great place to sit with views, although the sun is quite bright today. And from here you can see the place where I often go in the evening, but there's a hotel which is on the other side of the road from the campsite. And they've got a restaurant there. I don't know if the hotel's open now, the restaurant certainly is, but they've got these views of the lake. And a couple of nights ago, it's a very cold night, but very clear. And there's some photography students there from London, young lads around 20 years old, and they were taking photographs. It was really quite fascinating. See the way they were doing it of the stars and the very still lake. Let's face it, this is pretty good for February. 14th of February last year, it was all overcast and I was in Italy. 2 years ago, I was in Warsaw. 3 years ago, I was in Warsaw. And 4 years ago, I was in Sicily, and I filmed the view from the top of my motorhome whilst looking at Etna. I'm now coming back to the campsite, which is on my left, or will be in a few moments' time, over that bridge which is ahead. And I've got to say that that's an absolutely outstanding walk. Don't get much better than that. I'm sort of reminded of the walk I did last year along Lake Lugano in January, also offering outstanding views of the lake. So my campsite is now here on the left. It's called Alpenblick, Alpine View. It's down here. Oh, you see my van there through the trees. So I hope that was interesting. I've got a lot more stuff from Switzerland for you to see. You can see in another film this campsite, Alpenblick. You can see other stuff I've done from, for example, town of Thun, or the journey here, which is quite a long film, or several installments I should say to it. So places I stopped at en route, and you can see my van parked in the middle. I always leave the van, we go on site, travel by bus or by bicycle.